We now learn how to find the highest common factor, also known as the greatest common divisor, of two whole numbers. And we do so using two examples. The first example will be to find the highest common factor of 8 and 20. Now, to find the highest common factor, we follow two steps. The first step, I'll just write 1 here, is to list all of the factors of each of the two numbers. So that means we need to list all of the factors of 8 and all of the factors of 20. So let me just write that down. List all the factors of both numbers. Now in this case, those numbers are 8 and 20, so let's go ahead and do that. The factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. Similarly, we list all the factors of 20. The factors of 20 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. And that is our first step done. We move on to step 2, so I'll just write 2. And step 2 is to find the highest common factor, which we'll often refer to as HCF. So I'll just write find HCF. Now, if you're used to the term greatest common divisor, you would write find GCD. And I'll just write that in parentheses, GCD. Okay, now to find the highest common factor, all we need to do is to look at the two lists we wrote in step 1, those two lists of factors, and to look for the largest number that both of these lists have in common. Now, looking at these, it doesn't take us too long to see that the largest number that is in common to both of these lists is 4. Indeed, we can see 4 here and here. And that's it. That's the highest common factor of 8 and 20. We're done. And we write this as follows. We write HCF, and then in parentheses, 8, 20 equals to 4. And this quite literally means the highest common factor of 8 and 20 equals to 4. Now, if you're used to using the term GCD, you could of course write this as GCD of 8 and 20 equals to 4. And both of these notations mean exactly the same thing. Now, the good news is the method we've just seen, those two steps, will always work when looking for the highest common factor of two whole numbers. And indeed, let's look at another example, and we'll use exactly the same steps. Let's find the highest common factor of 9 and 21. So once more, our first step, step 1, is to list all of the factors of each of those two numbers. Now, the factors of 9 are 1, 3, and 9. Similarly, we list the factors of 21. The factors of 21 are 1, 3, 7, and 21. And that's our first step done. We move on to step 2, in which we find the highest common factor, the HCF. And again, all we need to do to find the HCF is to look at these two lists of numbers and to look for the largest number they both have in common. Well, looking at this pair of lists, we quickly see that the highest number, or the greatest number they both have in common, is 3. Indeed, we have 3 here and 3 here, and that's the highest common factor of 9 and 21. So we go ahead and write the final answer, HCF of 9 and 21 is equal to 3. And we're done. So that's how you can find the highest common factor, or greatest common divisor, of two whole numbers. I really hope that helps.